Is this the end of Putin's invasion? Ukraine takes down Russia's most lethal general, making it the biggest loss for Russia since the start of the war. This is breaking news. Hello everyone, welcome back to the breaking news. A very important update from Kyiv, Ukraine. The commander of Russia's 150th Infantry Motorized Rifle Brigade has been eliminated by Ukrainian forces. His name is Major General Sergei Gerasimov, and he was one of the most lethal and important generals in the Russian military, particularly because of his role in Syria and in the Donbass region of eastern Ukraine. He is also believed to be responsible for planning Russia's current offensive in the north and in the east of Ukraine. According to the Ukrainian Defense Ministry, Major General Sergei Gerasimov was eliminated in the vicinity of the city of Izium. Now, this is a key strategic city in the Donbass, which Russia wants to take at all costs. But Ukraine, they're giving a very tough fight there, so probably Major General Gerasimov was eliminated during the fighting. Now, what makes this such an important loss for Russia is that he was the commander of the 150th Infantry Motorized Rifle Brigade. And this is the same brigade which was deployed in Syria to support the Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad to bomb civilians and hospitals and to help Russia gain a foothold in the country. And then this brigade was sent to eastern Ukraine, the Donbass region, to fight against Ukrainian forces. Under his command, they have committed numerous atrocities. So there are many accounts of Russian soldiers under his command committing horrible atrocities like torturing people, burning villages, killing civilians, using white phosphorus, cluster bombs in civilian areas, and the list goes on. And again, we've covered these stories in detail in our previous videos. So, Major General Sergei Gerasimov was one of the most lethal commanders of the Russian military, and now it's confirmed that he's been eliminated. It's a big blow to Russia's offensive in the east and the north of Ukraine. Now, we'll get more details soon about how exactly he was eliminated. But according to reports, he was eliminated by precise artillery strikes by the Ukrainian armed forces. Again, the spokesman of the Ukrainian Defense Ministry said that Major General Gerasimov was eliminated near the city of Izium, and this was a very important moment because his elimination happened right when he was planning with other Russian officers the next steps of the Russian offensive in the east and the north of Ukraine. So he was coordinating the offensive with other Russian generals and top officers. They were probably meeting together. But unfortunately for them, the Ukrainian intelligence was listening in on their communication, and they probably had an inkling of what Russia was planning next. And so the Ukrainians launched a precise artillery strike, eliminating several high-ranking Russian officers and generals, including Major General Sergei Gerasimov. Now again, this is a developing story. We will bring you more details soon. But let us talk about the career of this Russian general and why he has such a huge loss for the Russian army. Major General Sergei Gerasimov, before being promoted as the commander of the 150th Infantry Motorized Rifle Brigade, he was the chief of staff of the 20th Army, and it was under his leadership that the 20th Army invaded and captured Crimea in 2014. That was a huge embarrassment for Ukraine and for the West, because Russia just took over this sovereign territory of Ukraine. They annexed it without firing a single shot. All the Ukrainian soldiers stationed there, all the Ukrainian military bases, everything was taken over peacefully by Russian troops. Now, later, when there were investigations, it was found out that it was Major General Sergei Gerasimov who masterminded the takeover of Crimea in 2014. He was also involved in Russia's war in Syria, and he helped develop the strategy of the Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad to bomb civilians, to starve entire cities into submission, and to use barrel bombs to kill civilians. And then in 2021, he was appointed as the commander of the 150th Infantry Motorized Rifle Brigade, and he was sent to the Donbass region to fight against Ukrainian forces. Now, this is a very important loss for Russia, because not only was he a brilliant strategist and a brilliant tactician, but he was also somebody who was willing to commit atrocities, war crimes against civilians. And Russia needs this kind of commitment, this kind of viciousness in its ranks, because the Russian soldier, the average Russian soldier, does not want to fight against Ukrainians. They don't want to kill Ukrainians. Many of them have family members in Ukraine. But Major General Sergei Gerasimov was somebody who did not care about taking lives of Russian soldiers and Ukrainian civilians. And he was also promoted very quickly in the ranks because of his effectiveness. You know, he was able to achieve whatever he was asked to do by Vladimir Putin. So, he was rewarded with higher ranks. And now, according to Ukrainian sources, he was eliminated in a precise artillery strike near the city of Izium. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we will bring you more details about his elimination very soon. But let me tell you why this is such a big blow to the Russian offensive. Like I said, he was the commander of the 150th Infantry Motorized Rifle Brigade, one of the most lethal brigades in the Russian army. It was this brigade which took over Crimea in 2014. It was this brigade which committed atrocities in Syria. And now, it was this brigade which was doing the dirty work for Russia in the Donbass region. and this brigade was also responsible for Russia's current offensive in the north and in the east of Ukraine. So, Major General Sergei Gerasimov was the commander of this offensive. He was planning it with other Russian generals. But as I mentioned earlier, he was eliminated in a precise artillery strike along with several other Russian officers. And this is going to be a major blow to Russia's offensive, because now Russia will have to appoint a new commander for the 150th Infantry Motorized Rifle Brigade, and it will also have to appoint a new commander for its forces in the Donbass region. And it will take some time before these appointments are made and before these officers get acclimated with the situation on the ground. So Ukraine will have a breathing space now, and this will also demoralize the Russian troops because many of them did not want to fight against Ukrainians. They were forced to do it by their officers and generals, particularly by Major General Sergei Gerasimov. And now that he's been eliminated, I'm sure a lot of Russian soldiers will lose their will to fight. So, this is a big blow to Russia. Again, we will bring you more details soon. But let me tell you, if Russia loses more generals like Major General Sergei Gerasimov, if Ukraine can eliminate more and more Russian generals, then this war can come to an end very soon. Because, like I've mentioned earlier, the average Russian soldier does not want to fight against Ukrainians. They're not willing to take orders from their generals to kill Ukrainians. But these generals, like Major General Sergei Gerasimov, they were able to get away with it. They were able to get away with killing Russian soldiers and Ukrainian civilians because of their brutality, because of their willingness to commit atrocities. But now that Major General Sergei Gerasimov has been eliminated, I hope Russia will realize that this war is not going anywhere, and sooner or later, they will have to withdraw their troops from Ukraine. This is a big loss for Russia. And again, we will bring you more details soon. But for now, let's just celebrate the fact that one of the most lethal Russian generals has been eliminated. We have already brought you the news about the elimination of Russia's top generals. General Magomedov, General Vitaly Gerasimov, and now Major General Sergei Gerasimov has also been eliminated. And if Russia keeps losing generals at this rate, then this war will come to an end very soon. Guys, this is all for now. And thank you so much for watching. Please continue to support us. We are trying to bring you the most up-to-date news from Ukraine. And this is all for now. And please remember to subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.